All right, people. Hold on. Wait a minute. I'm not even mic'd here. All right, here we go.
Come on, bro. These stuff.
Fucking slipping out here in the desert. All right, people. Welcome back. This is a very special episode, and I'm only saying it's special because unlike what we're usually doing, I got Sky here in person on the reservation. So unlike the last time where I was describing, this is a Natives in America reservation radio network type deal, we're actually on the res right now. We're in my Ville Coalfields, and I'm sitting here with my boy Sky.
Yo, we're live in person.
Hell yeah!
I was like,
finally,
real stomping, not stomping grounds, but like, this is actually stomping grounds for Benji. Being from right here, I'm just down the road.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a unique. Well, not unique because we want to be doing this. This should have been. This should have been our first.
This is the plan the whole time.
But hey, we're here.
Circumstances would have it. The only way we could pull this shit off was over the phone. So the fact that we're here in person, it's pretty freaking great. I like it.
Oh yeah. And you got your boy out here, little guy.
Yeah. He might come out any minute and start yelling.
Yeah. But it's good to be out here.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So.
You guys are going to hear, and it's going to sound like there's a thunderstorm rolling in, but really it's just the wind blowing past these badass microphones we got here. So, you're going to hear that, and you're going to hear Sky shivering because he's a young man, and he's susceptible to the cold. He hasn't got like the thick layer of fat that I got on. I got like the whale blubber, the polar bear fur, and I'm not hairy like a polar bear. I'm saying I got the blubber of a polar bear. I'm not freezing yet.
But I was so excited to do this today. I just jumped in.
Hell yeah!
Jumped in the car. Let's go.
Hell yeah!
But I'm wearing this hoodie like it's a t-shirt.
Yeah.
No.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, so, no wonder you're fucking cold, dude.
So yeah.
I just hopped in the ride.
Yeah, just too excited, not.
Yeah, dude. I was texting you.
Not fully picky.
Huh?
I said not fully.
Yeah.
Like I knew we were gonna. I was hoping we would be outside.
Yeah. Yeah, uncensored.
So, I'm all good though.
Good. Yeah. You gotta hold on for an hour here.
Yeah.
At least.
I got a fire in my heart.
Yeah.
I was saying my pants, but.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I don't know. At the end of this podcast, the subject we got coming up.
It migrates.
Oh, shit. From your heart to your nether regions.
In my stomach.
Yeah, okay. I guess I'm the one with the mind in the gutter here. Thinking about your nether regions. All right. So what do we got in store here, Sky? I don't think we nailed down like the topic. Like I was calling it Young Love, but what were you calling it?
Well, Young Love is pretty much a place to start at and kind of see what we get from there. But
in my mind, this is gonna play out like love without knowledge, like growing up and dipping your toe in the waters of whatever love is, like finding out. Young, I think young, like I just think young.
Yeah.
And love. What do you think?
I'm thinking more like just naiveness.
Yeah.
a lot of like high hopes of.
Oh yeah, it's always been
not really being anything, just kind of just in your head, imaginary.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know, sort of this thing where it's like, I think it always comes back to the, like, are we brainwashed into following these narratives of being in love or finding love or love falling into your lap, whatever, all that bullshit.
Yeah.
To actually think I'm in the storyline and yeah, I think a lot of it's just kind of silliness in your head.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was completely wrong. I was so hopeful and so excited to get love started that I think I jumped the gun a few times. I think I misunderstood signs, and I think a couple times I had to make things happen where there wasn't anything, and at the same time it was like I was hopeful or I believed something was going on when there wasn't. Like it was. We'll get to that. I got a few stories in mind. Once we, I just gotta say we were talking about how we've been so serious the past couple episodes. I really just wanted to laugh and talk, have something we could talk about. So I told Sky, let's have a fun topic. Let's change it up a little and have some fun here. And we kicked a few ideas around, and I think once we started mentioning anything about young love or like you said, naive love, I just started smiling and going, yeah, I got some stories. This could be, you also said Truth or Dare, and I kind of want Truth or Dare to be separate, but it does play a role in some of my stories here. So, I don't know, do you want to kick us off? You got something to start it off with?
Do I have something to start it off with?
I gotta say, I love that I'm sitting here and I can see your face. like this whole time I couldn't see your face, so it's like I'm just listening, waiting for you to express, and like that's what's been missing. Like I'm sitting here looking at you, like, do I have something? You're squinting your eyes and smiling.
How far are we going back,
bro? I think you have to go as far back as you have to, like, cause I'm sure at some point you have experienced love. We've talked about that, and you got to go back to when it was naive, like when you. I gotta say, at least from my perspective, it was like, all right, I couldn't wait for it to happen, and in my naive days, a lot of my experience with love was based on movies. Mm-hmm. And not reality. And I wanted reality to be like the movies. You understand where I'm coming from on that?
Yeah. I don't know why I think of Lady and the Tramp.
Okay. All right. That's very early on. You might have to explain that for the youngsters.
All right, so... And maybe that's where... I don't know, like, when we, as an adult, it feels like love. I mean, not to say I'm a miserable person, but it's like sometimes love gets in the way of like business, getting shit done.
Okay.
Being responsible, being accomplishing goals and
okay, yeah.
To where you might put love to the side, or you might not.
Or you'll put your career aside for love.
Yeah, either or.
Yeah.
Depending on
Interesting.
So watching Lady and the Tramp, there's this. It's a love story between these dogs. And the one's a low life gutter, something like a res dog, and the other dog is this one dog that's
Let's say a city dog.
Yeah, has an owner and probably keeps them updated on their shots and stuff. Whatever, they take them to go get their haircut at Petco.
Wow.
Those two link up and they have this moment where there's a chef that gives them spaghetti and they're eating the spaghetti and it's very cute. They're like using their nose to pass the meatballs and stuff, and then there's a scene where they're eating a noodle and it's both the same noodle and they're looking at it. I mean, that's I guess that's sort of the thing that love is being represented right there. And then maybe unconsciously we think that's what we're all gonna be getting somewhere. Sharing a fucking spaghetti in the alley with another person.
Alright, I don't mean to like break it up, but look at that. What the fuck is that? You see that?
Right there?
Yeah, that light.
I see it, but
it's disappearing. What the fuck was that? Okay, alright, so I was gonna say
excuse me.
I was gonna say, look out ladies, I think Sky wants to eat a bowl of spaghetti with you and eat the same noodle with you. That's interesting because like it's for kids. It was a cartoon, but even at that age, we were reading into this representation of love.
Yeah, and you think about it, all the Disney.
Yeah, well, all of them. There you go. So all the Disney, which I think we all grew up on, had some sort of representation about love.
Shrek.
Yeah, Fiona.
So maybe my first young love moment was watching Lady and the Tramp.
Interesting.
But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of like, it always seemed like, and maybe that's why I have this point of view now, where it seemed like love was important. I mean, I guess it is in the way you view it, but like.
Wait, are you saying important or in porn?
No, important.
I was like, wow, Sky, you got exposed very early on.
No, I mean like it matters. Like you want to be with somebody that's you're compatible with, and you want that connection, and a lot of that shit is in film, and in movies, and just sort of
and we're exposed to it very early on.
Yeah,
as kids, like Disney movies. That's interesting.
So maybe sometimes we go after love just for the idea versus the actual, like, I guess maybe not the meaning, but like involving another human being with your chaoticness. Which never was shown in Lady and the Tramp. It was just sort of this
fluid,
happy ending.
Natural, it ends in happy. I feel like throwing you a jacket, bro, or giving you a t-shirt. That's interesting, because like that means all of us, at least anybody who grew up with Disney movies, have been exposed to love, quote unquote. Oh wow, what's cool is I don't even have to say quote unquote. I can do it.
Yeah.
And you can see me do it. I guess the listeners can't, but wow, it's so obvious now. This is what we should have been doing. Alright, so say we're all watching Disney. we're all seeing these examples of love, and what I think is interesting is like even in Disney movies, and let's say movies in general, whenever there's this like love relationship or chemistry between people, we are basically being presented with an archetype of a woman, or it was usually man and woman, really.
Yeah.
So even that was like, all right, it's between man and woman according to Disney. I think only recently there might have been a boy-boy, girl-girl relationship, wasn't there? Or is Disney still kind of holding back on that?
I don't know.
Still trying to keep the monopoly guy and girl.
You know and I don't know why I thought of this when you said fun, and it's not even related, but it is, because SpongeBob, Nickelodeon just recently announced SpongeBob as being like gay. Like he's a part of,
like he does talk in that super high voice.
I mean, but he represents. That's where he comes from. I mean, like where we
really is it because that's how sponges replicate, or is there some part of SpongeBob that
I think it
represents that?
I think it.
Like, is he in love with Patrick?
I think Nickelodeon is saying we accept.
Interesting.
That, and our most famous character for over the past 2 decades is gay.
Wow. When was this?
It was about I think last year maybe, or 2 years ago.
Huh. Gay ass SpongeBob.
But I think that's more like what you're saying, like we're, I guess, making it more diverse over time, but like at one time it was the prince. But like, I guess even with Shrek, like it's this ogre.
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, so there's always this sort of where the male character is like this kind of low life,
hardened, ugly,
the bad boy character,
dirty motherfucker. Yeah.
I mean, even in sitcoms too, where the bad guy,
Interesting.
Not getting off a topic, but even within the movie, it starts off because of a girl. They're fighting over a girl as a Karate Kid, and I've been getting into the Cobra Kai.
All right.
And I've been having to go backstory, and love is all tied into that too, because it's like I'm into this girl. Yeah, she used to be with that guy. Now I gotta fight that guy,
man.
But I'm not. No, I don't know why I brought that up, but it was.
It matters. It matters.
It's just sort of this. I guess maybe going to the extent of when we're in love, we have to defend it. We have to sort of like overcome something to get it. At least that's what Disney taught us.
Yeah, they always do, huh? There's always a struggle. This I keep going back to Little Mermaid. They're of two different worlds, like Romeo and Juliet. They're what are they? The Montagues and the what's the other family name?
I can't even remember.
All right, well, they're two different families, and they're not allowed to love because they're sworn enemies.
Yeah.
But they got to overcome because they found each other. They're of two different worlds, and my big romance one was The Little Mermaid, and it was like she's this sexy fuckable fish. And he's a prince, and she can't talk. Like they're two totally different worlds, and they come together And I love that, you know. Oh, that's too bad. You wanna kiss the girl? Wow, 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 wow. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean,
All right.
to represent the ladies, you know, that was kind of like, yeah, you're giving up your voice for this. You know what I mean? There's that sacrifice
yeah.
For love. You know, you got to put
her most treasured. Wow, isn't that sad for the ladies? Like,
I mean,
her most treasured.
But she gets
attribute.
love.
She gets love, but fuck.
Nah, that's what I mean. Like,
damn, is that more real than anything? Huh?
It's just like happiness.
Wow, interesting.
What is happiness?
What is happiness?
Yes, I asked you just now.
Oh shit, you put it on me.
I want to hear your opinion.
I'll tell you what, buddy. I'm 34. I'm about to be 35 next month, and I still don't know. I'm still seeking it. Like,
oh shit.
There have been a lot of times in my life where I was content. You know what I mean? Like really content. Just felt good where I was. Everything kind of seemed to be right in the universe. And I gotta say, it was as a family man, where I was the paterfamilias. You know, I was the man of the house. And I had my woman, and there were kids running about, children underfoot. That was probably the most content I ever felt. Where I had my place and my role, and I was fucking doing it. That was probably the closest to happy that I could be. And even then, you know, shit happened. I wasn't always completely happy, but content. I was hella content. So I think I'm still seeking happiness, and I kind of, you know how we mentioned before in this shit where in order for the good times to be good, you gotta have the bad times.
Yeah.
So I almost feel like happiness is more like a goal you don't ever quite reach. If that makes any sense, like you're happy while you seek happiness. Like the pursuit of it is happy, and you don't ever quite get absolute, because there's always something that isn't quite right. But it's like, all right, I'm fucking 99.9% happy, content.
Yeah.
And that's happiness. You know, it wasn't absolute happiness, but it was like, fuck, I really got close that time. I that's how, like, in my 34, going on 35 years, that's my assessment. And I still feel like I don't quite get it. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't gotten it. I feel like I haven't been totally there yet. And I feel like it's just around the corner. Like I'm in pursuit of it, and I'm happiest on my way there than when I'm fucking looking away from it and unaware of it and have no goal to get it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's too heavy, right?
No, that's pretty profound. That's pretty profound.
Too early on. That's kind of how I think about it right now, after all this time.
That's pretty profound, because it's like you have it when you're looking for it, versus when you're looking for it, you're not going to find it.
Yeah. Or trying to force it.
Yeah.
You know,
not sincere.
Yeah, it's like, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to smile all fucking day, and I'm going to write little quotes on Facebook that is supposed to make everybody feel like something profound's happening. But that's not happiness. The happiness is, I think, being content or pursuing it. Like fighting for it. Which I've done, and that's probably the happiest I've ever been. I don't think I've ever been totally happy, and I kind of feel like happy is a concept. Because, like I said earlier, happy is only happy with also the bad.
Yeah.
So I almost feel like you'd be insane to totally be happy, because you'd be negating the fact that there is some shit going on too.
Yeah.
Maybe that's too heavy.
Nah, I mean,
Maybe I've become this jaded cop type figure where I'm just like, I'm getting too over this shit. Like, I don't know, bro. That's where I'm at right now.
no, I think it's appreciating it, but also kind of knowing that it's limited.
Yeah.
At least the good stuff.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like, we can... Like, I'm happy I got to come here. You know, I'm happy because
Dude.
I have gas in my car. You know, I can be happy for all these little things that...
Bits and pieces.
You know, but... It's just... There's James Baldwin says it's like we get confused with happiness and joy. Joy is what we want. You know, happiness is just kind of. It's just like I keep saying with success. Like, success ain't shit. Like, when you still gotta go on.
It's almost like a state of mind.
Yeah, I mean, it's like there's gonna be dark times.
Yeah. Like people continue to die all your life, and you may be really content, but then something like a relative passes away, and you go down, but then you go, I'm gonna call my babe up, or I'm gonna do something that makes me happy, and it makes it okay. You come back and you feel better. So it's like all your life, nothing is perfect, but there are times where you're content.
Yeah.
I think is what I was getting at earlier.
Nah, there's like...
If you can dig that.
Nah, I think happiness is not the right word.
I think, I think we're tapping onto something. I think we're losing the point.
Yeah.
We started earlier, but I think we're on it. I think we're on the track.
We can take it back.
Oh, we will. I definitely will, because I got a way of putting this. Because earlier I was telling you about trying to force it or expecting it, and it not like quite becoming that. If that makes any sense. All right, hold on.
Say it again. I'm listening this time.
All right, so earlier I was saying, ooh, that's a different flavor right there. It's almost like you can taste the rind in that shit, that lemon lime. All right,
that's good.
All right, so I'm gonna go back. I think we touched on your earliest. You brought up Lady and the Tramp, and my comparison to that, I brought up The Little Mermaid. But let's go back to what I was thinking about as my earliest experience of love. And I think, fuck. So let's put it this way. Just like you, my mom was a teacher. So, and she was kind of the head of the household. My dad wasn't always like around. When he was around, there was a lot of chaos. Like, there was a lot of good times, like, oh, we're all together, but there was chaos going on. And so I want to say my family was pretty conservative. And then, so like, there was my sister who was 3 years older than me. And then there was me, the young one, the baby. You know, the rest of my life, that's how it'll be. And so my sister, she began to date, and then me, 3 years younger, there's an expression for that. Me being 3 years younger than her, she started her love life or dating age, which I think really was just meeting people at the gate in the rentals. You know, like, there was a gate between that parent-teacher housing area and the rentals. There was a gate that went between that. So yeah, so my sister went to date, and I tried to tag along. And
why?
Because I was a kid, a little asshole, younger kid,
Okay,
trying to tag along.
You were that guy.
Yeah, I was that guy. Yes, I was that guy. But she wanted to go do her date thing, and she went, whatever, and I think I snuck out or something to try to follow or whatever, see what the hell, what was going on. And up to that point, so we were still living at that house where you lived. So we were still behind the old high school, and I think I lived there until I was about 10 or 11. So sometime up to that point, I had been fed all that shit from movies and Disney. This is what love is, but I've never been exposed to it. Never, like,
yeah.
I have to say, all right, as you mentioned even before we started recording that we got to go back a little and have like a little bit of a background here. I have to say that first of all, I've been a late bloomer in love, and damn it, there was a point.
So what happened? What was that? What was going on at the gate?
Well, hold on, I'm getting to that. You never. Love is just a concept until you start to dabble in it yourself. If you can agree with that. So up to that point, I was fed movies and not exactly magazines, but like MTV. That was heavy duty in my age. Watching music videos like the Wrong Way with Sublime. I loved that video. And he's like pursuing this girl who's just out of control, but he's trying to make him hers. The wrong way.
The wrong way.
And she's like all over the place, So up to that point, love was just a concept, So when my sister went out and she's gonna date, my curiosity was fucking hit. It was like, what is this? I gotta see for myself. And I think all they did was meet at that little gate, that little fork in the fence, whatever the fuck you call it. It's like a V gate. I know you know what I'm talking about. The V gate, like you kind of walk in it at an angle, and I think it's supposed to keep cows from going through. But
probably, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, old school. There was these big ass fences between the teachers' housing and the old high school. And the rentals were all the dark underside.
Yeah.
So they went and she met with whoever her interest was at this V-gate thing, and I snuck out to go see what's going on. And I think all they did was went up and talked to each other and said the thing. So that was my first exposure to, this is what it is. Because up to that point, I was just a child, and my only preconceived notions were based off of movies, not reality, but movies and imagery and music, and it was all about love and get the girl or guy or whatever your preference is, and that's what it was. So it was a concept, and then my exposure was, I'm going to go see what this is about. Now, furthermore, when I got to start trying to play at that, like I wanted some, man. I wanted some for myself. I wanted some love. Yeah. All right, some quote unquote love. I'm not doing it because the people are still listening. They get the idea. Quote unquote love. My first attempts at it were my sister's slumber parties. She'd have her homegirls come over. They're all older girls, and I'd be over there dicking around. I'd have friends over too, and I'd be trying to impress them. So,
how?
Truth or dare? So, this is a story right here. I know I've been talking this whole fucking time.
That was an epilogue.
It's still going. I've been accused of running my fucking mouth more than once or twice. So where we live, the same apartment complex where you live, the teachers' complex, in the back of the old high school in Sells. There, in the middle of the night, there used to be a night watchman.
Oh yeah.
And the guy would come around 10 o'clock, midnight, and he'd just drive around and look around. He'd have like a searchlight, and we used to fuck with him. Like for a venture, we'd go and fuck with the guy. Like we'd, run out, act like we're checking the place out, and then we go running high. Like we already lived there, so we knew where to go. We could go in and out of the yards. There was that little annexed area just outside your main backyard. There was the little cutaway backyard where you could hang the clothes on the line.
Yeah.
And we'd go in out of that. We'd, run into his light and then run away. And the motherfuckers start driving around trying to, like, figure out what the fuck's going on. Well, we'd have these slumber parties. And in order to impress the girls, we'd play some Truth or Dare. There's been more than a few times where I stripped butt-ass naked and ran around that complex, just dick-a-dangling, just flopping around, running with my buddies. I'm sure Jack was there a few times. Jack, my buddy. And that's how I tried to impress the girls. So for me, my first exposure to love or an attempt at getting women's attention was Truth or Dare and basically whipping my dick out.
Dare me to run around naked.
Yeah. It was like, all right, I'm going to do something crazy right now to impress you. It was that was the beginning of my love was the women are here, so I got to do something outrageous to try and get their attention.
Yeah, I mean, you were on the right track.
But I was missing
you overshot it. Like,
I overshot it hard.
Hella.
Airball for sure.
But
so that was my first.
Oh, okay. Nah,
yes.
All right, man, you got me. I think I can.
I had the movie experience.
I can top that.
Okay, good. I was hoping that I'd inspire something. So yes, I have been exposed to the concept, but I'm talking about you personally, your exposure to love. Or at that point, maybe I wasn't after love.
Nah, you were trying to ignite it.
Yeah, start something because I still didn't know what I was after at that point.
Yeah. Okay, so man, this is.
Go for it.
I want to say like 5th grade, 6th grade, in
5th grade, 6th grade.
In between all of that.
So you were about 10 then. I was about the same age.
Yeah. But it was now I think about it, that's some pretty swindling. I got swindled into thinking.
Interesting.
I thinking I had love, but maybe it wasn't, or maybe it was.
I don't know. You tell me. Maybe
love is just for a certain time.
I don't know.
Anywho, so there's always like. Back in I'm pretty sure it's a thing now where it's like, but now they're using it in the prank way. But back then it was kind of like, I got you on through it. I'm gonna call him. We're gonna talk about this, and then I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna talk about you. So the girl's in the background the whole time. So I get a call from the girl, and we're gonna. We were talking earlier about us having this teacher named Grimes, and he'd always say Marianne and John. He would use those as characters to, I don't know, as teaching characters.
He was trying to tell the stories that we could relate to.
We'll call this girl Marianne. Marianne supposedly liked me, but had her friend call me, and she was, and so like me thinking I'm getting a phone call from homegirl, it's really Marianne in the background listening.
Yeah.
And so we started talking, and then she was like, "Yeah, you know Marianne?" And I'm like, "Yeah, she's pretty cool." You know, she's like, "She likes you." And I'm like, "Huh?" Oh, yeah, she likes you. I'm like, ugh. You know, like, yeah, for real, she likes you, you know. And she's on the phone right now.
Oh.
And it was just like, whoa. So you think someone likes me,
Oh yeah.
and then boom, they're right there. So
Here's your chance.
they got to the point where I had to go talk to Marianne,
Oh.
and then suddenly I have a girlfriend
What?
because I like Marianne. She likes me.
Okay. So that's all it takes. Yeah, that's my girlfriend now.
That says, okay, so, well, you go through the whole process, your favorite color, all that bullshit. You know, just kind of, I guess, once you got once you're captured or you've been caught or whatever, then it's the getting to know, who are you, you know. I like this, you like that. Oh, we got that in common. Boom, boom. Anyway, so I thought that was love. Like, oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
This girl's cool. She likes me. I like her. Might do some fun stuff together.
Yeah.
And then it got to it was weird because it was like we went to different schools suddenly. I was going to this school over here, and she was going to this other school. So she was kind of like meeting a lot of new guys. And I was over here, so it's just like we just had the phone kind of contacting each other. So same girl that got us together pretty much was like get a call from her. She was like, hey, so-and-so, Marianne, she doesn't want to be with you no more. She wants to be with this other guy. And I'm like, well, why isn't she going to tell me?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know, she's scared. And so, like, I'm like, well, who is this? And then they say the guy, and I'm like, whoa. I'm just kind of like, why? Like, we went all in.
Yeah.
I thought this was love. Love is supposed to be like this unbreakable shit. The naiveness of me in that situation was kind of like, well, we're supposed to be like in the castle.
Yeah.
And her reasoning was she found someone just a little bit cuter.
Wow.
And then I was like by a lot, not by a lot, just by a little, you know. So it was like, I don't know if that's worse or.
It's tough. That's fucking tough.
It would have been like, oh, she found this way attractive guy that is way attractive than you. You had no chance. It would have been like, oh, damn. All right, that's cool. But it's like, he's just a little bit more cuter than you. That's why he's gonna join his squad.
Yeah.
And then
that's an early life lesson there.
I mean, I don't know what the lesson is in that. It was don't trust kids because they don't.
Prenup.
Like, this is.
I need a prenup.
No written.
This shit in writing. You're my lady. You're my lady.
That's breach in the contract.
You should have put a ring on it.
I was just like 6th grade, bro.
Should have put a ring on it, bro.
Yeah, so my bad.
Even if it was one of those big ass candy.
Ring pop, yeah.
Yeah, ring pop. You should have put a ring pop.
So, you know, that was one of my early introductions to love. At least
that's their early introduction to
the
ways of the females. There's somebody a little bit cuter. Fuck, man, that sucks.
It's all good.
It's all good.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like,
damn.
I don't know. Like,
all right, I got you. I
mean, it's not even. You had to remind me of that shit because that was so long ago. But it was definitely like, ouch! Like, damn!
Ow.
I thought we had this nice thing going, and
Yeah. Can I just say that I think I barely figured this shit out maybe within the past decade. So I thought I was grown. You know, we've talked several times about how we're adults now but don't quite feel it, you know. In my adulthood, I am still figuring out
oh yeah,
that allowing yourself to love or hoping for love kind of opens you up to be hit, to be hurt.
vulnerable.
It makes you vulnerable.
Yeah.
But it's a willingness to be vulnerable that makes it possible, and that's a hard life lesson that I think maybe good or bad that you learned it that early on. Like that sounds like 10 or 11, isn't it? That's pretty early on.
Yeah, it's like 12 or 11, maybe a little bit of 10 around there time.
Ow.
It was like we knew each other in 5th grade, like everybody and then we went to middle school and we went to different schools, so like 5th grade, 6th grade, so that's like 11, 12.
Okay. So,
but I mean, like, it's not like I was devastated that I stopped talking to girls or
no, of course not.
But I mean,
but you learned and you got burned, right? You got burned.
I did get burned.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. So I got some. Since you've exposed your heart here, I'll go on to that myself.
You don't have to, bro.
No, I'm going to. That's the whole spirit of this whole thing. Check it out. So what I brought up was about that age, 10th. I was about 10, maybe 11, maybe younger. When I first started, you know, my sister was dating, and I started following and, you know, meeting her friends who were all older women. In my mind, they were women. They were just girls. You know, they were just girls, but they were older, so that makes them women. But I have to say, I have noticed the female side. I've noticed ladies since Head Start. And you didn't name names, but I'm going to name some names here. The first girl I was ever attracted to, I was in Head Start. So that means under 5 years old. I started noticing girls. And the first girl, I was like, oh my God, she's so beautiful. I didn't know what I want. Like at that age, I didn't know what it was that I wanted, but I wanted something from her, you know?
Yeah.
And she went by the name Nicole. But I'm pretty sure it was Priscilla. Because Priscilla's middle name is Nicole. And I'm just going to say Priscilla. Anybody who knows her knows that about her. I'm not going to go into full names, but she knows who she is. And I'm sure a bunch of my friends know who she is. The first girl I ever noticed was in Head Start, and she went by Nicole, and I'm pretty sure it was Priscilla. So it was her. It's all about it. Watched her. In my mind, I can see her playing on the parallel bars in the Head Start across from the Indian Oasis school, you know. We were on the playground. I could see her playing, and I'm just like, oh my God, like, ooh. Not knowing what I want, not knowing that there is anything to want, just being aware that there was a fairer sex out there, and I wanted me some, and I didn't know what I wanted, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was that. Then I want to say it was either kindergarten or first grade when I met Fridella. Okay. Now that one everybody should know because that's a pretty unique name. And that started this long, sad obsession from the outskirts. I always looked upon her from the outskirts like, wow, she's beautiful. I want to be with her. Or I didn't even know what with her was. You know, it was just, whoa, you know, I'd watch from the distance. And I think what it was I always felt a little bit, I didn't know there was a difference between me and everybody else until maybe first grade. So, Head Start, kindergarten, I was the shit. There was no difference between me or anybody else, but I was the shit. In my mind, I was the shit. There's nobody better. I'm the shit. But there was this girl, beautiful girl, and I noticed her, and I wanted something. But that shit carried on for years and was just sad. Just sad. I was obsessed with her. I later on, as I got older, I knew what I wanted her, but for the longest time, it was like I didn't know what I wanted. And all my friends knew it because I'd be like, "Oh, there she is! Like, wow, like beautiful. There she is. She's enters the room lights up." That is a great example of wanting love, hoping something be there, but really I never did anything to get that, to cross that line into, oh, you're going to be my girlfriend now, because I didn't have the fucking guts. And that was just a long, hard, sad truth that played out all the way into fucking high school, where she wound up getting with somebody else, and it was just tragic. But what I'm saying is, that fucking early on, I noticed the fairer sex, but could do nothing about it. I had no game, had no abilities, was on the outside, and I was just doomed to being on the outside. Just doomed. Wanting love, wanting what the movies showed us, not even knowing what that leads to, you know, like you don't even, sex wasn't in the picture. It was just, I wanted to eat a, you know, give her the last meatball and wind up kissing on the same noodle kind of shit.
Lady in the
Like
Tramp,
you said, Lady in the Tramp. So, yeah, I got hurt pretty early on too, and I did it to myself. She had nothing to do with that. She didn't do that to me. But that's...
But you build
I learned. That was a lesson about love. About, first of all, hey, it makes you do crazy shit. Makes you think shit is happening and nothing's there, like maybe. And I don't know.
Yeah.
You want. There's a want. There's a desire, which I think is that a lot of love is based on, is want and desire. And I mean, there are people out there that get everything they want, and that's all they do the rest of their lives. And then there's me who wanted and desired for the longest time and did not achieve that until later in life. Like I said, I've been a late bloomer my entire life in love.
Yeah, but I think rejection can come at any time.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I had basically rejected myself. She had nothing to do with that.
Yeah,
she had nothing to do with that. I put myself through all that.
Nah,
And my friends bore witness. You know, they all watched it.
Well,
they knew how I felt.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't stop talking about it, but I didn't know what to do about it until way later, way later.
I mean, I don't. We have confidence at certain times in our time, so.
Yeah, my confidence didn't come till way later.
But hearing you talk about that, I'm like, that shit still goes on like in your adult life.
Oh Oh yeah.
But
And I might have set the path for me the rest of my life. I mean,
no. I mean,
there was a point in my life where I was confident and went after what I wanted, and it worked out a bunch.
yeah.
But it took a long time.
But honestly, I think sometimes you can still not get what you want, and yet it was okay. It was accepted. Like,
Yeah.
it was mutual on both sides. Like,
Well,
but
it was all one-sided.
I think honestly, bro, since you brought it out, I'm gonna
Go
go
for
with
it, bro.
So
I hope you do.
Go
hard, bro.
I've actually written
Oh shit. Okay.
like about this, not so much scenario, but just kind of like where you're fascinated with somebody,
Yeah.
and they could care less about anything you're doing,
Yeah.
or at least don't show
Or
it.
they're totally unaware. Of
Exactly. So, there was this, and this was all of my college career, where there was a girl I noticed, and she just was doing everything right, like, you know, on time, getting her work done, and I was like, first she just had my attention, because I think you go to the U of A, and, you know, you're around a lot of attractive people that just, like, it's not so much like, oh, it's just a beauty show, but it's just like, you know, there's a lot of different people all over the country that are at the U of A, so it's just like, you might see some people that look like models in your eyes, so
Yeah. Yeah, that's what that was. You know, long dark hair, beautiful smile, like beautiful eyes.
Well,
And I didn't know what to do about it. There was want and desire. And
now,
I didn't know what to do about it.
you know, I think for me, like, because there's a lot of, like, you know, I think I felt a lot of connection to this one person because they were native.
Oh.
And so I just kind of was like, and we had a few classes together to where it was like, all right, we're getting put in the same position. Again, the whole concept of ironically or coincidentally, we're in the same area. That whole, I guess that one of the signs that love is in the air. It's like, oh, suddenly this person is in your view, and they weren't always there.
Yeah. Just suddenly there.
Yeah.
And beautiful and attractive.
So there had been a time where, like, I didn't know where she was at. I was like, by chance we were in another class together, and like a couple years had went by, or a few semesters went by, and it was like suddenly we were the only natives in the class.
Oh, that's interesting.
So like when we would break up into groups, we would always be in a group together. And I don't know if it was just because, oh, you're a native guy, I felt comfortable around you, but it was just sort of like I enjoyed that. Find a partner, because it always seemed like we would find each other. But you know, the classes don't last forever. You know, it's just a semester. So
it's just a moment in time.
So, but I mean, I didn't drastically try to like go after her or any grand gestures of, you know, I was actually like, felt like I lacked, like I should have done more to try to create something, but it was always like, I have her in this class at this time, and maybe we'll get to hang out for a little bit. But so that time passed, and we've run into each other a few times here and there, but it was just sort of like, I don't have her interest like the way I'm like, what's up, girl?
Wasn't the same, right? Is that what you're saying? Like,
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't think I ever had a chance. It was just sort of in my head. I get to be around this, really cool person.
Yeah.
Regardless if she likes me or not.
Were you at least talking?
Not really. I mean, here and there. I mean,
Like when you did talk, was it good? Was it? You're saying you just liked being around her, whether it was something or not. Was it at least like a nice, productive talk where you where she enjoyed your conversation and you enjoyed hers? Like, was there a reciprocation? Or was it just like, we're in the same class, like, hey, I mean, there you are, hey.
I never got at least I never felt the same. Oh, I don't know. That's what I mean. Like, it was cool. She picked me to, hey, I'm working with you right now, and that was like a lot of times. But it was just sort of like, is it just because I'm the native guy and you're the native girl, and we got to be together in group? And that was all it was, but it was just sort of like, you don't have to pick me, but I want to pick you, and you want to pick me, but I don't know. So, I mean, I think about that, because it was like, I held back a lot, it was all in my head.
Oh.
But I relate to what you're talking about, where you don't want to disturb something, but yet you also, sort of tie yourself to it.
Yeah, for a long time. So we just hit an hour. I think we can continue here for a little bit. I got one here. I want to talk about, like, there was so much more I wanted to talk about, and we just haven't gotten to it. But let's go here for now. I want to talk about the point in your life where things changed, where you went from a passive person in love to an active person. And that means two different things that I want to talk about here. Well, you all right?
Yeah.
So I'm talking about a time where things were different and you got the girl or you got something. And then the second part of this is when you actually felt love. And I'm saying we were talking young love, naive love, where there probably was no love at all, versus when you finally found what it actually was. Like there had to be a point in your life so far where you're like, oh shit, this is love. So I'll kick us off here. I want to say middle school / high school. So about that time, 8th grade, 9th grade, I did a summer program. And when I was at the summer program, there was this, I want to say, model level Mexican girl. They're doing another program, just like I was in, but totally different program, totally different part of town. It was probably one of the few times I ever really left the reservation. You right there?
Yeah.
Just keep it on the mic, bro. Just keep it on the mic. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. All right.
Yeah.
That was a lot of noise. All right, so I was in the summer program, and they let us stay in the dorms at the U of A. And I started noticing this super fine model type in my eyes, model quality, like beautiful Mexican girl, and oh fuck, I totally skipped over this point. Okay. So there was a point before this that I realized, all right, beautiful girls could actually like me, that they could actually pursue me, and not me just being the creepy, obsessed guy, like in love with somebody but not telling them I'm in love with them. Or at least what I thought was love. All right, at that time I thought it was love. I know now it's completely scary obsession, not love, like totally one-sided. And then I realized partway, okay, girls could like me, they could pursue me, and then suddenly this model type girl. What's up? I'll go for it, man. Pull that off. I'll wait for you. I'll talk to the people here while you scamper off into the distance here. So I hope you guys are enjoying this. I think I might have told these stories 100 times, either to myself or to friends. But I kind of like where we're going with this. This is oh wow, these mics are too good. I can hear this guy pissing in the distance. I don't want to hear it. La 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 la. Damn, I look back at it and go, damn, that shit was completely one-sided. A lot of my experiences and wants for love were one-sided because I just didn't know what to do about it at the time. Here comes Sky here. He'll mic himself up here. This is the beauty of in-person recording.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna tell you right now, I can hear you peeing on the mic. These mics are too good. They're too good.
My piss is for sale.
What? Oh, okay.
Alright, yeah. Story time. Back.
So, back to the story. Alright, so a lot of my quote-unquote, I'm going to say quote-unquote because it's still part of my life where I didn't understand what love was. So it's still young love, it's still naive love, you know, this misconception of love. Up to this point, it had been a lot of one-sided stuff. And leading up to this program, I maybe have been pursued by one or two girls, but still, I didn't know what to do about it. Alright? I was still inexperienced. Then, this model type, like gorgeous Mexican girl, the flowing dark hair, pouty lips with makeup and tight clothes, revealing tight clothes, wanted me. She wanted me, and she told me so. She told her friends. Her friends told me. It was still kind of high school because her friends were telling me. But she told me to, and I'm not going to go into the details about that, but it was a turning point in my life where it dawned on me that I'm going to be crude here, I was fuckable. Out of the blue, the ladies could like me. Alright, now that's 9th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, it's around that time. I'm not going to go into specifics of when it was. I want to say I was still in middle school, but late middle school, going into high school. And like I said, I'm a late bloomer. And that's when it occurred to me, holy fuck, ladies could like me. And we had our experience together, and that changed it for me. That's where, and still, you know, I would throw the word love around. I told her I loved her. I told plenty of girls that I loved them. I remember the first girl I had gotten a kiss from, I just immediately started drowning her in the word love, like just waterboarding her with my love, because I didn't know what it was. I now I do, but it was like, damn, it took forever. But that was a turning point for me. It was like, holy fuck, I can be loved. I can be pursued.
Oh.
And that changed it for me. It became this point where the game changed. Suddenly I was actually in the game.
Huh.
And played the game, which, you know, had been totally non-existent to me up to that point. And I didn't realize it was non-existent until that point. So about that age, that happened, and from there on, I started being more of a, like, I'm gonna say predator, but I mean more like the way a lion stalks a gazelle kind of stuff. Like, I'm gonna get me the ladies, and that's where it changed for me. So that was a turning point.
Yeah.
And later on in relationships, like I had said love to plenty of people, but there was a turning point, and then there was a further turning point when I realized all those other times I said I loved that I hadn't loved. You know, I didn't. It was a word at that time, and then it became a state of mind. It became a way of life. It became something so much more. It became actual love.
Well, that's what you say, like, I don't love you. I'm not in love with you.
Yeah, I
love you,
but
but I'm not in love with you.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's been a killer and a savior so many times. Oh, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. I'm in love with you. Love me. I love you, man. I love you, babe. So you got any kind of? Does that make you think of any point where you transitioned? So there was a transition for me having no game and having game, and then there was a line where I knew what love was. So you got anything?
Dude, a lot of these are moments, like,
yeah, moments.
Dude, check this out, like, no, I don't know. I still feel like I'm that's what I have to be, as the predator versus like some arrow just coming out of nowhere, striking me, and
yeah, Cupid's arrow.
Yeah. I don't have no bounty hunters trying to.
I think
strike me down. That's what it feels like.
I think we should still clarify predator as in animalistic versus. I think we've said this before. Predator, animalistic, not.
I guess
predator. Ladies need to be scared of us.
I mean, I guess someone has to start the initiation.
Yeah. Okay. I like that's a good.
Me starting the initiation. Not so much was always a thing, but I think, like, I remember this, like, I always listen to conversations, and I remember this one time, you remember I played violin, so, like,
yeah,
so, like, I had pictures, my grandma always had pictures of me playing violin, or,
cool, like,
when we had, and so, like, she had my picture at her office, and I'm just a little kid, but like, and I don't want to say I'm a little kid. I'm getting older.
Okay.
I'm understanding things.
Okay,
and so
that was a little weird.
The conversation my grandma had with her coworkers about the picture was like, you know, he's so talented. It was just all this like attention of just me. You know, being, you know, devote it to my instrument or her being
building
proud and my grandma was proud she had it in her, so it was like she would tell me people were complimenting, and it was just kind of it was just always just sort of like pumping my ego, just kind of
confidence boosting
naturally, not so much where like I still kind of feel like I haven't mastered that to where I'm out of my element and I gotta pursue somebody else and make a connection, or at least try to make a connection. So it seems like I'm still trying to figure out that I'm wantable, like what you're saying, like, oh, what, like people are gonna pursue me, I don't gotta pursue them. Like, sometimes it feels like I'm still figuring out that I can be pursued.
Well,
feels like I gotta do the pursuing.
Yeah, well, I can admit I've regressed in that aspect. I'm doing all the pursuing now at this age. It's I think it's a state of mind, and there's a time and a place where that happens, and a time where maybe it doesn't feel that way. I think you've told me some stories of your experience where I was like, hell yes, I get it. Like, go get it. Because you were going out and doing something about it, and I liked that.
It doesn't always turn out that good.
Hey, it doesn't. And that's the reality of, let's say, young love. Let's say love in general, and, actual love. You could be actually in love and still be the pursuer, and it's not reciprocated. That's the funny thing about naive love. I think we're all still capable of naive love, like.
Oh yeah.
And it sucks, but all right. So I'm going back to the movies right now. There's a Nick Cage movie where he plays these ugly ass twins.
Air Force One?
No, he's not even in Air Force One. What are you talking about? Nick Cage.
No, he's in Con Air.
All right, Con Air. Okay,
that's what I'm thinking of.
Well, I'm thinking about Adaptation. Have you seen that?
No.
Well, one of them's a struggling writer, and he's writing about this crazy experience he has, and then his other brother's like just fell into acting, fell into writing, and now he's getting all these parts. They're two totally different brothers. One's kind of insane and obsessive. The other's, everything's working for him, and he doesn't even have to work hard for it. It's just falling into his lap, which, I think is kind of a good juxtaposition of a love life for people. Is we have a duality going on where we're the player / played. Well, anyway, there's a part in it where they finally start talking to each other, these twins, and the one guy's like, dude, I've always respected how you just got the ladies. Like, there was this one time you went after this lady, and I have to tell you, you never knew, but she started talking shit behind your back. And he just laughed. He's like, I don't care about that. Like, I was in love. I gave her my love, and it was my love to give. I don't care what she thought about it. I had my love, and I gave it to her. And that was my choice.
Yeah.
And it opened up his naive brother's eyes to going, wow, that's so profound. This whole entire time I thought you were the lover and everybody loved you and all that. And I thought it would make a difference if the other person didn't love you back. And the wiser, kind of dumber, kind of got everything he wanted guy was like, hey, fuck her. I loved her, and
Yeah.
I told her I loved her because it was my love to give. And I think that was a profound ass moment, and it's always stuck with me.
Yeah.
It's like that's kind of the roles we take. I think those two brothers were a big picture of us in general. I think we are sometimes the naive, get everything you want person, and other times we're the can't figure out life, over obsessed with the negative person, and we don't allow ourselves to love. Love is a strange fucking thing, and I think it's your point of view that kind of shapes how it shapes your life. How you see it doesn't necessarily matter how the other person you're loving thinks about it or doesn't think about it. So, like I said about finding that point where I actually truly knew love, it could have been totally just me, but I knew the difference between all the other times I had said love and the time where it was love and I had to realize it. So on that note, do you have any last words? Because I'm ready to cut this thing off and make a fire.
I mean, I guess it's like you can't have. Maybe when you start to put expectations on love, it starts to fall apart because you're trying to paint a picture that it's going to paint itself.
Make it, force it to be something that maybe it's not.
But I mean, there might be some moments in my life where I'm not going to put that in the love category, but yet there was love in that, in that moment, in those times. So.
And it shaped your idea of what love is. It was a part of it. It was a part of your experience.
Yeah. I'm kind of going off like how we started it off with the Lady and the Tramp, and sort of me as who I am, and I'm a writer.
Yeah, you are.
I write. I come up with shit. I have thoughts in my mind going all the time.
Yeah.
To where having a significant other might not fall in that category easily.
Yeah.
So, but then I also reference Seinfeld, and I don't know if he planned that intentionally, but throughout his seasons, he's just kind of just dating. He's just kind of just dating girls, and then but yet Elaine's kind of his. Yeah. I dated her, but yet now we just became friends.
Yeah.
And I wonder how anyone would feel if I were to be like, I want you to be my Elaine, versus.
Interesting.
But
that's an interesting point.
Yeah, I guess does love only fit certain categories in our life to where sometimes we gotta not be in love to get the full spectrum of the experience of life, but it is important. I mean, regardless if it's not the love of like romantic love, like love of
movie love,
love from your friends, love from your family, just the term doesn't always have to be just romantic.
Nice.
Love,
Nice.
So again, I think there's a lot of terminology that we blend.
Yeah, words,
and it kind of doesn't always fully encapsulate the whole thing.
Nice.
So
good job.
Love.
Yeah.
Love isn't the full thing. There's a lot more to it.
It might also be an industry term.
Maybe
something created by the movie industry. Who knows?
Maybe. I mean, there's a lot of selling.
Yeah.
You could incorporate.
Yeah, Valentine's Day for sure. Your birthday.
I mean, even just. I mean, we're obsessed with everything.
Yeah.
It's like we say that word love so easily.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we don't mean it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Great. Good point.
I love you in this moment, but any other moment, I'm not too sure.
Sweet. All right, and on that point, people, I love all of you. Thank you for tuning in.
Peace.
I love Sky. Love you guys. I'm glad you've been keeping with us.
Comment.
Yeah, please comment. Please
Hit
comment.
us up. Leave a comment. We'll hit you up.
Yeah, we'll hit you up.
You got some ideas?
We'll respond. We'll do all that shit. I love you. I love you.
Peace.
I love you. Peace out. Big red button right now.